Hey, what's going on, guys? James here, and we're back with another video. So today I'm going to do a healer's guide, budget edition, for all those people wanting to start out on dungeons on Skyblock for a cheap price. Now this is the start of my just tips and tricks kind of video. So, basically, if we can get to it, the healer class is the class that is also known as the support class in other games. This person is meant to heal damage instead of deal damage. You get what I mean? So, they also need to keep the team alive as to get better rewards. This is also one of the easiest classes. You can gain points by your fairy just existing and reviving players. I'll talk about the fairy in a minute, but first, the healer class. So, if we go to your skills, dungeoneering skill, we have the class passives. Renew. The healer's healing abilities will heal the target for an additional 50% health, and Healing Aura, which automatically heals all teammates in an 8-block radius for 1% of their max health per second. And finally, Revive. You have a fairy that follows you and revives dead teammates without having to do it manually. But when nobody is dead yet, it will heal the team with varying amounts of health. The only downside is that it vanishes after 100 seconds of reviving a player. So that's the only downside to having the fairy. I mean, it's not basically a downside, it's a buff, but since it's so OP, it gets debuffed after 100 seconds. Now, the healer class also has some dungeon orb abilities. Specifically, your dungeon orb is the item you get from Mort every time you start a dungeon. So, for this one, you get Healing Circle. A Healing Circle appears every 2 seconds, but you have to do it manually. So for example, you press right click and then a healing circle appears, but we can't do it right now because we're not in a dungeon. But this has a cooldown of 2 seconds, and it heals 2% of the player's max health per second for everyone inside the circle. And finally, your second dungeon orb ability, which is Wish. It heals all teammates, everyone inside the dungeon, to max health with a shield absorption that shields them for 20% of their max health. So for example, I don't know how to do math properly, but for example, if you have 100 health and you're at 3 HP, when your teammate uses Wish, you get back up to 100 health points, but you also get a shield of plus 20. So you get to 120 health points, which is kinda cool. Now, the healer also has ghost abilities in case the healer dies, including the healing potion. I don't have it right now, but basically it's the same thing as this. It throws a potion that helps all teammates in a 10-block radius for 10% of their max health, and with an additional of 100 health. So just as I said, if you had 100 health and you're at 3 HP, if your ghost healer teammate splashes you with a healing potion, you get 10% of your max health. For example, you get 13 HP. You get plus 10 HP, but also a plus 100. Sorry if that's kind of confusing. I am also not very good at math. Now, the healer class can level up by playing the class in a dungeon. You get better rewards and experience the more healing you do. And also, I forgot, there's another ghost ability, which is Revive. After 50 seconds, you get to revive yourself manually, which is kinda cool. Now for the gear, since this is a budget video, I'm just gonna wear the gear that I'm going to recommend right now. So it's on slot 6 of mine. This is the gear I recommend you to use. For your armor, you can use the Mender Helmet, Reforged to Wise. I only got it to 3 stars right now because I'm too lazy to upgrade it. But Reforge it to Wise and add G5 and P5. Because you can also purchase this for 80k from Ophelia in the dungeon sub, which is over there if you can see it. The big skull up there. If you go there and then... Actually, there's a quick command to get there, which is /warp dungeon hub with an underscore. So here in the dungeon hub, you can go talk to... Oh god. You can go talk to Ophelia. And then it's the Mender Helmet. It's 80,000 coins. For your chest plate and leggings, I recommend using Wise Dragon, and then you just reforge it to Very Wise, which is basically Wise. Because it's Wise and you reforge it to Wise, it's Very Wise. Get it? You get what I mean? So yeah. That will set you back about these three combined is about 1,080,000 coins. Because these are like 500k each if you get lucky. You can also use Farmer Boots reforged to Titanic. Now, why Titanic, you may ask? Because, for that reason, you can tank a bit of damage in case you run into an enemy-filled room and get to your teammates quicker because it gives you extra speed. This usually goes for 150,000 on the auction house. Now for your weapon. Okay, so basically, you can basically use whatever weapon you're using. For example, if you have a Raider's Axe, go use your Raider's Axe. Nothing's gonna stop you from that. But I recommend using the Aspect of the End, since it has the teleport ability. And because it has the teleport ability, because you're not going to be in the fighting much, you can go around looking for secrets, and most of the time secrets are very hidden. Obviously, because they're secrets. But most of the time they're in places you can't really reach, so you can use your Aspect of the End, and then you can go teleport all the way up there, just like what I just did now. So I also recommend getting a Radiant Power Orb. It's very easy to get. You can just go do like 2 vents. I mean, it's super OP because when you place it down, you get a healing. If you can read it down here, feel free to pause. You can also combine it with the healing circle on the dungeon orb so you can heal quicker. But as I said, you can't really do that yet because we're not in a dungeon. So, you can also feel free to use whatever bow you already have. I have a Renans, but I'm using the machine gun bow for blaze rooms. So, for pets, right now I'm using a level 40 epic sheep. I know, some of you are probably gonna get triggered. But, if you're not that rich, you feel free to use an elephant. And reforge, you can use it at any, actually, you don't basically need the, the stat boosts. You need health and intelligence for mana and health. But you don't really need the gain 6.6 defense every 100 speed. So yeah, you can use the elephant, which you can get for at like 10,000, 15,000 from Oringo during the traveling zoo event. Or you can just go to the auction house and buy a sheep pet for 350k. Basically up to you, whatever fits your budget. Yeah. So yeah, that's basically it for begin. Oh my god, I'm stuttering again. I'm not good at talking, guys. So basically, that's it for a beginner budget healer set for dungeons. Thank you guys very much for watching. Please consider subscribing and leaving a like or a dislike. Depends on how you feel about this video. I said that already. This is my first scripted video, so please don't bash me. So, leave a like or a dislike, considering how you feel. I'm trying to grow on YouTube. We're almost at 300. We're at like 287 right now. So yeah. I will also leave my social media links at the description. Plug. So basically, yeah, that's it. Bye.